अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। Thank you, Baba. Thank you, companions, circle of friends, Roshni, Angela, Paresh.
No, only Baba.
And be Baba with all of us during this session. He is already there. Thank you, Jai Baba. Thank you for giving this opportunity for being more and more in Baba, thinking more of him, and sharing Baba's stories and anecdotes, takes us in the company of Baba. And it gives us pleasure of Baba's sahwas. So reading other books is also okay, but knowing these anecdotes from the lives of various people gives us pleasure of Baba's love. There are many families, many persons, not only my family, who have been blessed by Baba, by his grace, by his love, special care, attendance, and so many other things. There are so lovely stories, and in the part of North India, South, and Mehrastana, Maharashtra, Nagar, Mehrabad also, there are so many people who were working with Baba and have seen Baba and his daily life from very close. So collection of such stories are being done by Sankalpa Meher. We are finding out people and getting them interviewed. But English is a problem for coming on this forum. So coming back to our sharing experience of my parents, uh, can we ask them first if they are there, Angela ji?
Yes, they actually
Can we
are here.
ask?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
here.
Mehranjali must be there.
Yes,
Akka?
he's here.
Yes. Yeah, can you hear?
Yes, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Are you willing to share your experiences? That's what they are asking. So start. Yes, he is ready. He is
Okay,
willing.
fine. So, Angela ji, let him speak first because they won't be able to sit for a long time. And after he narrates, then whatever is left, I'll take over. Is it okay?
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
I will explain or depict a picture of Meher Baba's darshan program at Ahmednagar, Wadia Park. The program was scheduled to be at Ahmednagar, Wadia Park. Since morning to evening, that program was going on. Garge Maharaj had been there to take his Baba's darshan, and almost 50,000 people from Ahmednagar district and elsewhere attended the program of darshan. And Baba was distributing prasad to everyone since morning to evening. And that program attended by Garge Maharaj. And he then asked Baba to come to Pandharpur, Vithoba's Mandir. Baba agreed, but Baba has given him condition. He will bathe the people who are afflicted,
Who are
suffering from
some disease.
Maharogi.
Lepers.
Leper. So many people were there in that ashram, and Gadge Maharaj agreed to that. And Baba bathed all these leprosy people there at Pandharpur. So he came also at Nagar, and the program was scheduled to go to Pandharpur. लेकिन वो जो
English.
Ahmednagar program was already started, and Gadge Maharaj was there. And we were there since morning. We were having volunteers, and the darshan program was going up. Baba was distributing prasad to everyone with his two hands simultaneously. That program, the prasad distribution program, also conducted till the sunset. Thereafter, all people, those who attended the darshan, there were so many people who have not able to get Baba's prasad and darshan. So Baba mounted himself on the top of the car, and then from there he gave darshan to almost all people. Such a program have never come till today. That program was very huge, and almost from all the parts of the district, people attended darshan. There was one lady who was labor working for earning daily wages. She admitted, she was asked to come to darshan of Meher Baba. लेकिन वो जो लेडी आस्क बाबा काय आम्हाला मजुरी देतील का? माझी मजुरी बुडल ना.
Will Baba give me my daily wages?
बाबा का मुझे Baba, whether Meher Baba will give my wages, वो the other lady agreed, he will give, come on. And both of them went to the darshan platform, and Baba has given that distribute prasad. And after going to her home, she has not seen what is that prasad. And when we opened her hand and saw that there was money in hand, not prasad, and that money was given by Meher Baba, that was not the case, but it is a miracle for her. Baba didn't give money, but prasad was given, and that was the case. After there were so many miracles during that darshan program, but I will not go to so many. Thank you. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, Dada.
Jai Baba.
Shall
No,
we
I
carry
think
on?
Huh?
I think you can continue. Do
Yes.
you want to?
No.
Now you can continue, Kripa.
Akka, can you narrate your darshan and your birthday? And
No,
how
no.
you had garlanded Baba and that 31st January view that you narrate, and then I'll take over.
No,
Quick, please.
You
Quick.
continue. Next time I'll do that, I think so, because there will be a link now. That's what I'm saying. That is the latter part of the program. Right. Okay.
Jai Baba.
Jai.
Jai Baba. Thank you for patiently listening to my father. He's 94 plus. Coming back to our stories. Now I'll narrate one incident of my father's father, Darshan. His name is Rakhmaji Bade. My father's name is Vitthal. So what he has missed, we'll see later If I forget, Angela, sorry, Roshni can remind me that Vittal story. And now we'll come to the incident of my grandfather's darshan of Baba. This may be around 60 or 61. And as I told, my grandfather and family were from Varkari Sampradaya, and my grandfather used to read. Though he was illiterate, he had learned so much that he can read spiritual books. So he used to read Gita, Eknathi Bhagavad, and all that. And while reading that, he used to weep. Tears used to roll down his eyes. So he was possessing some mystic powers also, but which he never used. Only one incident to save the village at that time he had used it, but in a not a destructive manner. So it was very important that possessing these powers also he never used it. So he was already on the path, spiritual path. And if you are following whatever and on the spiritual path, how that living avatar takes care of you is a very good example what we are going to see now. So my father, because those days sons used to be respect their father, not a very open dialogue and all that. So my father, though he was following Baba, he never insisted his father for coming to Baba's darshan. But it so happened once the darshan program was in Khushru quarters, and my father along with others were to go for the darshan, and my grandfather was there in Pathardi. So he himself asked my father, can I also come for Baba's darshan? Will you take me for Baba's darshan? So my father was very delighted, and he said, oh, why not? Please come. And so they went for Baba's darshan. And when they went there in Khushru quarters, as was a custom, if you take someone to Baba, though Baba is all knowing, when you are taking someone for Baba's darshan, you have to introduce. If a group is there, that group leader has to introduce everyone to Baba. This is so and so. So when my father took his grandfather, for the darshan, and when his turn came, my father introduced his father to Baba, and he told Baba, he is my father. As soon as my father said this, Baba immediately looked at him like this, startled, and looked at him. And Baba said, no, he is not your father. If he is your father, then who am I? I am your father. See, no one other than God can say this in the presence of someone's father. Baba says, Bade, he is not your father. I am your father. And my father said, yes, Baba. And my grandfather, Rakhmaji Bade, took his darshan and went on. Then Bade became busy. My father became busy in the program as he was volunteer. Throughout all Baba's darshan program and service, he used to be volunteer. Sometimes making human chain, sometimes controlling the line, sometimes whatever work is there. So different duties he has done as a volunteer. So far, Baba was in body, and later my other family members did a volunteer work till today. Meher Jyoti is doing. So my father became busy in his volunteer works, and the program was over the whole day. And evening, when they started to go to Pathardi, they had a special vehicle, jeep or something. And when they started their journey back to Pathardi, my father, VR Bade, asked his father, Rakhmaji Bade, he was curious to know from his father how was his darshan of Baba. So he asked him, Dada, you had Baba's darshan. How do you feel? How was it? So immediately my grandfather said, oh no, I didn't see Baba there. So my father was astonished. He said, I myself took you to Baba's darshan. I have introduced you to Baba, and you took darshan in front of me, and you were wandering here and there with Meher Prasad in your my brother He was, my grandfather was taking care of. And then, how do you say that you didn't see Baba? He said, no, I saw Krishna there. So Baba gave darshan to my grandfather in the form of Krishna, as he was devotee of Krishna maybe. He didn't see Baba in Baba's form. He saw Krishna there, and he said all around, all were gopis and all that, and it was such a lovely, happy and pleasant atmosphere. I loved it very much. And whenever again you come to Baba, please bring me also. You will not come without me to Baba's darshan next time. This is how my grandfather's first darshan I wanted to tell about. We have seen many other incidents with Pukarji and other people to whom Baba gave darshan in the form of Krishna, Rama, Shankar, like that. So this is our example from our own family. Now coming to back one incident, of all these stories will show how Baba is loving, caring towards his lovers, and his grace, and the dedication and devotion of his lovers and devotees we can see from the stories. See, 2 weeks back or 1 week back only, there was a topic was discussed in Bombay Center meeting, maybe, that politics. It was on politics, and Baba never liked politics, and he always advised his lovers to be away from politics. So this is happened, and it's really remains astonishing. Mahatma Baba had advised Mahatma Gandhi also to quit politics as soon as India gets freedom. But Mahatma Gandhi couldn't do it. Unless Baba's blessings, one cannot do it. It is politics is such a sugar candy. One cannot easily get rid of it. Uh, my father had done many good activities in his town, that is in Pathardi. He had formed one boarding school. He had formed one high school. He had formed one college, and so many institutions. And when there was nothing, no provision of hostel, there was no provision of study, school, college in that town, he has done this all with great pains. He never occupied any position in any of these institutions, and he was very popular in Pathardi and around the villages. So he got ticket of MLA from Congress party. He was very popular. But when he came to Baba, he gave up politics completely. Completely. He never looked back. And it was not easy to just, the people in India do so many things to get the ticket of MLA and go into the politics. But he, even if he had got the ticket of MLA, he didn't fight the election. He gave it up and he quit politics completely. And this is really, I think, must have pleased Baba. And without Baba's special blessings, it cannot happen. Jai Baba. Oh, yes. As Roshni ji has placed this photo of beloved Baba, and there are pillows below Baba's hand. I think we will come to that story of the pillows. It so happened, maybe after Baba's accident, once Viyar Bade was with Baba, he used to pay frequent visits in Mehrabad, Mehrazad, wherever there. And when only few people would be around Baba, Mandli and close people, Baba used to talk all informal things. So during this visit, Baba said, "Oh, this is that hip point. Oh, this is paining a lot, and that mattress is not at all good." So what my father thinks, oh, what type of people they are? Can't they provide good mattress to Baba? These people, they will not argue, they will not suggest, they will not give advices, but they will work on it. So this thing kept pricking in his mind continuously. So he thought he will make a very good mattress for Baba, on which Baba can take rest and which will be very comfortable for Baba. And it should be something very soft, very soft. So he thought and thought. And then finally he thought, uh, we call it Matari, and that is called Bombax mulbarica is a scientific name for that thing. It is called Indian silk cotton, which is very, very light. You cannot catch it. It is very light, very, very soft. There can't be anything softer than that. And it in during the this is a cotton fibers of this tree can be seen floating in the wind during the month of May. It just floats. You cannot catch hold of it. It is not available in the market. It is not sold. But somehow it came to his mind, and he thought that he will make a mattress for Baba out of this Bombax mulbarica material. So, how to go about it? He called that Keshavji and he took his advice, and they said the trees uh, before this seed gets out of that seed coat, it then it comes out in the air and flies. So before that we have to catch it because शेंगला काय म्हणतात तो? Because once that pod cover is open, then you cannot catch hold of it. So it is in that pod cover. If I'm not wrong, I'm using the proper word, pod cover, saying. So like beans like. So it is under that beans. Then once that beans is dried, then it will come out and it will fly. So before it comes out of the bin or pod cover, then we have to catch hold of it. So what they did, this type of trees are on the banks of the river, they were told. So he hired around 10, 12 people. He paid them very well, and they all were engaged to pick up these pin pots from the tree. And my father himself also, though he was practicing advocate, early morning he used to go to pick up this, and after court is over, after 5 or 6 o'clock, again in the evening also he used to go and pick this up himself. He used to pluck it from the trees, and like that, from Pathardi to Shevgaon, you can Google. Shevgaon is around 28 kilometers from Pathardi. So they went on foot by the bank of the river, plucking up all these bin pots of Bombax mulbarica, and along with the other laborers. They did this for more than 3 to 4 months. So they gathered all these pots. They tied up in a big gunny sack, and all those gunny sack, they were closed, and those gunny sacks kept on the terrace of their house. So it was hot sun. In hot sun, gradually it dried. And after drying, it used to open. And when it used to open, fat, 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 fat sound will be there. So like that, once it was opened, and that after opening the pod, those mulbarica will come out. But it will not fly because it was in gunny sack tied tightly. So when this process was over, they called the person who prepares the mattress. And then that person was called. That was a lady, old lady. And a room was given, special room. And all this was kept in that room. All the doors and windows were closed. Because if little air comes, means it will fly and you will not be able to catch hold of it. So now that next task is, the small seed is there, and around that seed, that thing will be there. If you can see, I don't know if you can see this. See, can you see it? Now itself is with the wind, it will be like this. So there is a seed around it, there will be white portions small. So it used to. So when that person was called, she said, oh, they separated the seeds from that soft cotton fiber, silk fiber material, and then they decided to make mattresses out of it. And when the person who makes the mattresses came, she said, "Oh, out of these mattresses will not come." Though there were around 50 gun sacks full of all that, she said, "Out of this, only we can make pillow, and that will be only two pillows, and that will not be able to make a mattress." Then my father ultimately said, "Okay, whatever it is, what comes, okay, pillow, you make pillow." And he went to fetch a cloth. He wanted to purchase a excellent cloth. So for that also he wandered a lot. And then he selected pink, maybe pink color cloth that is of silky, malmal we call it, very soft, very like a velvet. More than velvet, it will be softer. So with that silk cover, they made those pillows, and only two pillows they could make out of all this trouble of 4 5 months and walking more than 28 kilometers and doing all that. But he put all his heart and soul to prepare it. And when finally he took those two pillows to Adi Kaka, it was such a soft touch of that pillow. Adi Kaka was so happy. He was very happy and dancing, and he immediately took those pillows to Baba, and Baba liked those pillows very much. And he always used those two pillows, mostly below his hand or below his feet. And the Mandli used to take care wherever Baba traveled from Mehrazad to Guru Prasad. They used to carry these pillows along with them, and always it was kept below Baba's hand. So if it is done with all love, this is how God it. This is how always his service was is at Baba's hand and feet, we can say. So this is the story of pillow. Now I will narrate another incident. When one is growing, one as a young person, he has his dreams of uh, getting good position, and getting a good payment and keeping well family. So my father, as I told you, was very very intelligent. So in LLB also, those days it was not easy to pass LLB in first stroke. And he had as a student, my father is behind Erech uncle. Erech uncle is with black. My father, those days he was not wearing cap. Maybe this is Kushru Quarter or Pune, I don't know, must be Pune. Yes, it is Pune. So uh, my father decided to appear for interview of judge and become a judge. And thank you, Roshni. So he wanted to go to Pune for the interview of judge. He was staying in Pathardi, and from Pathardi he has to go to Ahmednagar and then Pune. So always, whenever he used to make such a journey, he used to find out if Baba is available, if I can see Baba, if Baba's darshan can be taken. And mostly he used to get that, whether darshan program is there or not. And so this time also he goes to Adi Kaka and asks that can we go to Baba's darshan? He said yes, and Adi Kaka takes him to Baba's darshan, and he takes Baba's darshan, and he wanted to go, means he starts leaving, and Adi Kaka tells Baba, Baba, Bade is going for the interview for the post of judge. As soon as Adi Kaka said this, Baba looked at my father, and my father said yes. So immediately Baba said, "Don't leave Pathardi. Don't leave Pathardi." That's all. Baba didn't say anything. My father didn't ask anything. But he returned to Pathardi immediately the same way. He didn't go for the interview of judge. And then whole life he stayed in Pathardi. See, when Baba wanted to instruct someone or give order, it's not every time it will be implicit. Most of the time it will be just flashing remark. Casually Baba will say, but you have to get it. You have to get it, and you have to know what is Baba's will. You have to understand it, and you have to, without questioning, without any this thing, you have to follow the order and uh, implement it. So this is what his obedience is. He he might have been having so many dreams, but he didn't go. Even for the interview, he didn't go. He didn't argue. The same way he returned from Ahmednagar to Pathardi, and then whole life he never left Pathardi. He, even for court cases, he used to go to Ahmednagar, but he never stayed there. Also, he used to go in the morning, return back in the night, again go in the morning. So many years till 2010 or 12, he was in Pathardi. Later, due to my mother's condition, medical condition, he had to leave Pathardi. But he followed Baba's order implicitly. He didn't go for the judge interview. Now, what I interpret out of this, it's not only obedience or following Baba's order, but there is something which Baba can see, we can't see. Now, when we think, if my father would have become a judge, he would have been after materialistic life, maybe he would have been traveled to different places, and he would have given various judgments, and in which miss maybe he would have given the judgment of hanging or whatever, imprisonment. And Pathardi is around 2 hours from Ahmednagar. So he would have how many kilometers? 50 kilometers, yes, Vinjay, it is from Ahmednagar. So he would have given so many judgments, and whatever, even if it is duty, through this, he would have gathered various samskaras. And I think Baba has saved him beautifully from gathering such samskaras. Number one. And second is because he stayed in Pathardi, and so all the Pathardi and around people came to know about Baba, and they all know about Baba. This is the story of that judge interview. Now I'll tell one incident, maybe 60s or 65s. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Roshni ji. This is the garland. Mostly, this is the one Dada had garlanded Baba. And I'll tell the story of this garland first. It was in Guru Prasad, and it was a darshan program. And though Baba used to tell not to garland him, the Baba's motive was then our attention will be more on the garland than to Baba. And Baba never liked to borrow money if you are not capable of spending, and still you borrow money just to garland him. This Baba didn't like. So uh, Baba Darshan program, my father that during that program somehow decided, oh, Baba says not to garland, but he, from his bottom of heart, he wanted to garland Baba that time. And Baba says, whatever comes from within of your heart spontaneously, that is the true puja, true worship, and true prayer. If it is coming spontaneously, not to copy someone, but if it is coming from within your heart, and if you do it, it is okay for Baba. So this period time, Bade decided to garland Baba. So he thought, there is one incident. Before that, I'll just narrate that. You all must be knowing, specifically Western people. Baba had a blue coat offered by Western woman. Now I don't remember, sorry, her name. I had to read in the book only. And in during one darshan or service program, Baba was wearing that blue coat. People started garlanding Baba, and sometimes it is wet. Those flowers are wet. So somehow there was some stain on that coat, and it became wet also. And immediately Baba asked Yeras to remove the garland. And then looking at Yeras, Baba says, see, I have only one coat and they are all garlanding me. That will also spoil. So anyway, and so once a honey bee in a garland stung on Baba's neck, and that Baba had to be treated for that. So Dada knew all these things, and he decided, huh, thank you. And Dada, my father, Veerbade, decided that he will purchase such a garland that will not be troublesome to Baba. That thread on the which comes on the neck side will not be there. They will not be there troubling Baba, and it should be very light, very soft, and so he kept wandering and searching for that garland throughout the lanes of Pune city. He knew Pune city very well. So he was searching. He on foot he covered more than 7 or 8 kilometers distance just in a search of proper garland as he wanted to offer to Baba. He searched and searched, shops after shops, and he didn't find any. Finally, he came to bus stand, and near bus stand, one hawker was standing, and he had some garlands hanging on that his stand, and Dada saw it, and Dada liked it very much. I call my father Dada, sorry. So Bade liked it very much, and he asked him price, and it was only 2 or 4 annas. Those days, 1 anna in India currency anna was there, and 1 anna means 6 paisas. So it was only of 12 paisa or 25 paisa. But my father liked that garland very much because it was exactly as he wanted. There was no thread, complete, very soft, very light, and silky type. And he decided to purchase pink color was there in that garland. So he liked it very much, and immediately he purchased it. Now he started proceeding towards Guru Prasad. But as he was walking, how so cheap it is. Oh, what I have done! I have bought such a cheap garland for Baba, though it is very beautiful. People are buying such a costly garlands and beautiful garlands they are offering Baba. What to do? Whether Baba will accept it or not. Okay, let's see. Now as I have purchased, let's go and see what happens. I'll offer it to Baba because it's very nice. And he goes and offers that garland to Baba, and he garlanded Baba. And as it happens during darshan program, when there is a heap of garlands, Eraj uncle used to remove all the garlands and keep it aside. So in this particular program also it happens so, and he removed all the garlands. And then Baba was continuously making him gestures, and Baba asked Yerej to put one garland again in his neck. And Yerej uncle started showing all the costly garlands. Baba this, Baba this. But Baba was not selecting any of those garlands which Yerej uncle was showing, which were very hefty, good, and costly. And finally, Baba showed to the garland which my father had offered him, and that small garland which you can see in the picture, and that was again picked up from the removed garlands, a hip of the removed garlands, and again Eraj uncle garlanded, put that again into Baba's neck, and he again garlanded Baba, and Baba kept that garland throughout the program. He didn't remove it, and he kept it afterwards also. So this is how, if we do it very from the bottom of our heart and spontaneously, definitely he is all knowing and he responds to our beautiful love. The same story is what I was telling my sister now to narrate, that when she was a young child, many of her birthdays on 2nd May, and Baba used to be in Guru Prasad. Many of her birthdays have been celebrated in Guru Prasad. And every birthday, she used to garland Baba. When she was 3 months, and Baba took her in his lap, and they both, my sister and Baba, were looking into each other's eyes. And finally, Baba made this gesture that very lucky. like that gesture he made for my this eldest sister Mehranjali, who's there now, and uh, her garland also. In one case, that time they had made specially made a garland from the ribbons. Those days in India, we used to have plaits, not loose hair, and to that plaits ribbons used to be tied, and that garland was made beautifully out of those various colorful ribbons and then shining stars on that. And that garland, Mehranjali had garlanded Baba in one of her on one of her birthday. That also Baba never removed and kept throughout the program. So this is the garland story. Now coming back to just now, Dada mentioned about Gadge Maharaj's visit. So it was not a darshan or sahvas program, and just like that, Dada had gone to see Baba, and all were sitting around Baba, and Gadge Maharaj had come to see Baba, and that visit was, I think, to request Baba to come to Pandharpur, and my father was also sitting there, and when Baba Gadge Maharaj met Baba so nicely. So whenever Gadge Maharaj used to embrace Baba, Baba says, he meets me, Baba used to say, Bacha. Bacha, small kid. So he meets me, whenever Baba said, whenever Gadge Maharaj meets me, every time he gets some of his work done. Gadge Maharaj in Maharashtra is famous for his many social good activities, literacy and cleanliness, upliftment of the poor, so many things. He never allowed to use to people to bow down to his feet. That was very unique. And this Meher Baba also wanted this. He has ordered not to touch feet of anyone other than God. My parents never allowed us to touch their feet. We never allow anyone to touch our feet, or we don't bow down to anyone. So these are Baba's orders. In India, it is very common to bow down to elders, but without bothering all those customs, we follow Baba's orders. Coming back to the point of Gadge Maharaj's visit, so Gadge Maharaj finally Baba agreed to visit Pandharpur. And then as my father was sitting in front of Baba, and he had newly come to Baba, and Baba repeatedly seeing into my father's eyes, he repeated, Vitthal is going to see Vitthala. Vitthala is going to see Vitthala. He never skipped a single opportunity to implore upon my father that Vitthala is Baba only. Baba is only Vitthala. So Baba repeatedly saw into my father's eyes, and he repeated, Vitthala is going to meet Vitthala, and my father's name is also Vitthal. So this is the incident, and there's yeah, and then Gadge Maharaj left, and Baba asked Adi Kaka to leave Gadge Maharaj in his car, drop him wherever he wanted to go. And Adi Kaka took him to the station where he wanted to go. And Baba said Garge Maharaj is on sixth plane. And also once Baba, after Garge Maharaj's visit, Baba told these people that he will not be there in body for more than 6 months. And true enough, after 6 months, Gadge Maharaj went to Mumbai, and was admitted, and he dropped his body there only. So this is Gadge Maharaj story. As Dada was narrating, I carried it over. Now we'll come to, so Baba used to give different orders different times, and by his good fortune, always Bade had the opportunity to participate in all these activities. He used to get circulars, letters. There is a big heap of circulars and letters. Maybe it is with Meher Jyoti, and it was once Baba had asked to do jap, repeating Baba's name minimum 500 times in a day, and then observe silence, and on fast only liquid, you have to be on liquid. All these things he used to do. He had participated different times, and that mala which he used to do, that is also still there. And once it first I will finish small anecdotes. Once it was in Sundarabai Hall, Darshan, because it was discussed in our one Bombay meeting, book reading, angels and archangels and all that, whether they truly are there. And this is my father's incident. Once he told, he do, usually personally he don't like to share, because Baba said not to give much importance to this. And how that incident I'll tell. It was in Sundarabai Hall Darshan program, and Baba was sitting, and that time Dada was not a volunteer, so he could enjoy the program. And he was looking at Baba constantly, and all of a sudden he saw angels around two sides of Baba flying. So naturally, his attention, leaving Baba, went to the angels and started seeing the angels. But see how God in human form, Baba, he immediately, how he know that what he is seeing? Immediately Baba did like this. Means don't see here and there. Don't give attention to that angels, but look at me. So this is how Baba tells. And once it was my father's 68th birthday, and he went to Samadhi. This is much later. Samadhi, Baba's to take Baba's blessings, and he went to Mehrabad to take Baba's blessing and go down to Samadhi. And it was his 68th birthday. As soon as he they used to celebrate very simply, just distributing sweets at Samadhi and all that. So as soon as he bowed down to Samadhi, as soon as he touched his head to Samadhi, he had a feeling that a beautiful lake is there, and there are various golden lotus, and those golden lotus are coming to him, floating on waves of the water of that lake. He says that water and the golden golden lotus were flowing to him. And in India, it is supposed to be very auspicious lotus. So on his birthday, he got such blessings from Baba. Now I'll first tell about Stay with God. And this may be 1959 or 60. Bade had gone to Mehrajhar, and he bowed down to Baba. He will, if it is allowed, he will sit for a while or he will leave. He will not tell or ask anything. And this time also he took Baba's darshan. And as he was about to leave, Baba stopped him. Baba called Francis Babazon. I'm right, no? Francis Babazon, who wrote The Stay with God. So he called Francis Babazon, and he asked him to bring one copy. And as Francis Babazon was not aware that this is the offer from Baba, as he came later, my father was standing, he might have thought that it is asked by him. So Francis Babazon tells Baba, Baba, there are very few copies left, only very few copies, and we want to give one to him, one to him, one to him, like that he tells. And Baba stops Francis. He tells, no, whatever, bring one copy. I want to give it to Bade. And then Francis Babazon brings one Stay with God. Baba signs on that book in front of my father, and he gives that book to my father. He is blessed with this special treat from Baba. And as was, because at the time of God Speaks, these people had paid extra little amount for Baba getting the copy of, yeah, that is God Speaks. This round photo was offered by Mehra Mai at the time of our marriage on 7th May 1987. After that, when we went to Mehrajat, she gave this photo, beautiful photo to us. And below that, yeah, that is God Speaks. That is signed by Baba, copy number 307. And so, below this photo, Roshni ji, yeah, these are Nakshepa, footprints of Baba. And you might be knowing, it is mentioned in A Love So Amazing book by Delia Dillon. It is mentioned about this Nakshepa, She was after Manimai for 9 months to get this Nakshapa permission to make this Nakshapa. It is on plaster of Paris. And those days, now this photo is not so clear. So, uh, and below that, I'll tell about the Nakshapa first. So she was after Manimai for 9 to 10 months to get the permission to make these footprints. And when it was, they made it, and she got the permission finally when Baba went to USA. These were made there in USA. And then the three were sent to Adi Kaka. When that parcel arrived, coincidentally, my father was there near Adi Kaka, and Adi Kaka gave this one pair to my father, now which he has given to me. And below that Nakshapa in that yellow bag, much work yet to be done for me because after retirement, I didn't again find time. So in that yellow bag, there are Baba's hair and garland from Baba's and dried garland and earth and stone touched by Baba. All this my father used to gather. He has many much such things. He has Baba's sadra. And see, if God's nothing is waste. Yeah, this is the collection of my sister has kept in her house. And there is a wooden plank on which Baba used to stand to take his bath. And there is, yeah, that's one. And there are many other things. The Manonash Hill stone and stone of Samadhi also, and earth from Samadhi. And these are Baba's as it is, yeah. And this is Baba's, yeah, foot, and Baba's blessing hand is there. And they also got that golden medal from Mandali, and there is Baba's Sadra here, and that white Sadra. And about that Sadra also there is one story, maybe I don't know when I'll narrate. When this Sadra, once my father thought that Baba's Sadra will become, it is white and it should not become yellow. So once he decided to wash it, and you'll not imagine, I had helped him for washing this Sadra. When he washed that Baba's Sadra, he didn't throw even the water of that Sadra. He stored that in which he washed the Sadra, he stored all that water also in the bottles. This is how we have to respect and love our God. Even the Sadra washing water also he didn't throw. To that extent, he loves Baba. Coming back to our story. So when Stay with God was given to my father, he immediately asked how much to be paid. And then Baba said, no, you don't have to pay for this. This is for you as a gift. And that was given to him. This is the stone of Manonash Hill. Baba had taken them on the Manonash Hill himself. And at that time, Baba said, afterwards, you will not find even earth there. So now you can pick up one stone, and he had picked up few stones, and there is one stone that is white one below the side of the God Speaks book. So about occult practices, Baba says you must not practice any. You should not go to the fortune teller. Baba didn't like it. You should not go to the saints. You should not practice any occult practices. You should not go into that spirit and all those things. Baba always asks us to keep away ourselves from all these things. And how Baba protects us beautifully, his lovers, how he takes care. We will see from this story. I'll just narrate within 2 minutes because I remember it very well. My sister remember it very well, and we are the witness to this incident. It so happened that in town of Pathardi, one person used to practice black magic those days, and it may be around 65 or 66, somewhere that period. And all at a sudden, all persons in the village started getting cracks cut on their body. It will start bleeding all at a sudden for no reason. And even I still remember our primary school, a government school. I was on the second floor, first floor, and all chaos, and all the girls were screaming, all were rushing here and there, because all at a sudden in the school also they all started getting cuts on their body and coming blood out of it, hand, thigh, anywhere, neck. I even remember the so much long plait and hair lying there. So finally, they had vacated the school. Akka must be remembering. They vacated the school. They called someone, and still that some photo with this hand is there, still placed in the school. So coming back to the point, so this person started. There was a havoc in the town, and finally. They had a doubt. One barber had a doubt that this is the person come out of from some other village to our town, and one day my father was sitting on the banks of the river in the sand with other advocate and lawyers and all that, and this person came there. He tried in our house also, but he couldn't succeed. We were going to the same school, myself, my sister. We were not at all we were not at all affected through all this. Only our house in the whole town was safe. None of us, nothing happened. Only my father was staying in a building. It was a rented one. Ground floor, he had his office, and first floor we were staying. And those were very difficult staircases. And so he had fixed one big rope to for the support to climb up the staircase. And all at a sudden, one day he found that rope was cut, and it was very thick and a new rope. There was no reason to get it cut, and he was searching how it happened. So when this person comes and goes down to my father's feet, he immediately, my father comes back, because he never allow anyone to go down to his feet. And he asked him, what is it? And that, in short, that person accepts, and he tells that this I am learning black magic, and I did the experiment in your town, and I'm successful in doing that. Only your house I couldn't touch it. Only your house I couldn't touch it except cutting that rope. So it seems your guru is bigger than my guru. So please accept me as your chela. So my father tells, immediately he got very angry. He told him, I don't do all these things. I don't believe in this. And you stop doing all this. My guru is Meher Baba. And he is the living God, God in human form. He is the avatar. So when his blessing is there, none can touch even hair of us. So you immediately now, not only that I will not make you chela and all that, but now if you understand that this thing, that your black magic and all that is nothing in front of God, so immediately you stop practicing all these things and leave the town immediately. And somehow he accepted it. He stopped all these things and he left the town. But the point is this, how beautifully, people may not believe these things, but we have experienced this, how beautifully, how compassionately he protects us through thick and thin. We never knew, we never asked, but he protected our family. Jai Baba. There are many other small things, but anyway, how Baba got angry with my father, 1958, was 55, 56, Popeye story. Anyway, she is
Actually,
very.
Jai Baba Mehranjali.
Jai Baba, Jai Baba.
Please share with us.
Yeah, I'm sorry actually because of COVID, our end is sealed and I don't have any domestic help. So I'm running from pillar to post. So I'm sorry. Actually, what happened when Baba dropped his body in 1969, Jan 31st, I'm born 59, May 59. So I was almost 10 years old, little less than that. And my parents were not at home that time because my aunt was seriously, critically injured. She got burnt and she was in hospital. So we were with my auntie. And when we were called to Meherabad, when Baba's body was covered, So being small kids, we're all standing with our mother and aunt, and suddenly a neighbor of ours from Pathadi who joined us during that program, uh, exactly 12 o'clock, when they were they put the caffeine and soil on the caffeine. That time she suddenly said to my mother, "Oh, look at the sky." So as a reaction, all of us who were standing next to her, we looked up above, up, and exactly on the tom, exactly 12 o'clock in the noon, we saw a kind of stars coming from the sky from nowhere and just touching the tom and disappearing. So I was so surprised. I was a small kid, so means 9 years his eyes will still sit so small. So I was wondering, where from these stars coming? They're not exactly flowers. They look like they may look like flowers, but they're in star forms. Okay, 12 o'clock in the noon, bright sunlight. Okay, usually in sunlight you can't see stars. That's what now I feel. That time I didn't feel that. As I read somewhere, the flowers were shard, etc. So I thought maybe somewhere the helicopter is there above. So I was trying hard to look at. Then I thought maybe sometimes, I will be very honest. I am a bit rational kind of a person and practical. I don't trust immediately. So I felt maybe it was illusion, optical. So, but then it didn't happen with me alone. We were five, six of us standing there, and we all looked up and we saw. And that continued quite for some time when the body was covered and they were putting the soil on the coffin, and that continued from sky coming those stars touching the tomb and disappearing, and we were like in full awe. Well, that's it. Thereafter, but in spite of the thing that I was just 9 years old that time, 9 plus, I till today remember. It comes when I close my eyes, I can still visualize that sight. And it really, I'll be very honest, sometimes my faith, I don't have faith like my father. His faith is like, rock like a faith. Mine is not like that, to be very honest. But when my faith starts shaking, and when I recollect certain incidents, not one, certain incidents happen with me. Usually I keep quiet because Baba only said that he never performs any miracles. And if you feel some miracle, it is just because of your faith in me. So that's what he says. So therefore I don't, and my father says, don't give much importance to all kind of miracles. That is not very important, because a sadhak or a disciple at certain stage gets all parts like a god at the, I think, fourth stage, my father says, where one gets stuck also when all parts are there, like the god, whatever parts god has got, all those parts one has, the disciple that time. But if he misuses it, then he may land in problems. So therefore, he says, don't give any importance to all these miracles. And he says to me, means I, a lot of things I read, I hardly read. I, whatever I know is from my father only. That at that stage, fourth stage, people usually get stuck because of misuse of powers, etc. Anyway, so that kind of a thing when it comes back. Now, coming back to my father, what I would love to share. Actually, I don't know if Kripa said it or not. What I really appreciate in him is that, as I said, rock kind of a faith. I had only one brother, younger to me by 1.5 years, you can say. He was very bright child. He, at the age of 16, he read all the spiritual scriptures like Ganeshwari, Gita, even God Speaks, and he used to discuss at length with Erich uncle on God Speaks for hours together on certain issues or points. And suddenly one day when they went to take darshan at Samadhi, and my mother was sitting there with her eyes closed. Father went to get chadar, they say, na, for Samadhi, because that is what that day I believe Muhammad asked my father to get chadar. So he went to city to get it. He was not there. Mother was sitting and praying with her eyes closed. And my brother, after taking darshan, he left Samadhi, went out. And you must be knowing that there is a rail track. Now it is covered, but that time it wasn't covered. So after some time they found my brother is missing. And I believe the next day or the same evening they found his body. Some train accident happened. The train hit him, So, many people started questioning. From Samadhi, he went and met with an accident. How can you have faith? But my father said no. That is probably that much was. Baba says that usually you cry because of your selfish motives, because you may feel you lost your brother. One may feel I lost my son, my old age support. But maybe for that soul, that is what is required. And that's what my father used to say. And then he used to narrate a story when a woman lost her only child, and Baba called her to meet. And when she went to meet Baba, and Baba asked, "Aren't you feeling bad?" She said, "No, Baba, he has come to you. Why should I feel bad about it?" So that's what he used to say. So all these kind of things which I really appreciate in him, if at all, if you ask me, in spite of all human, virtues and vices, whatever we have, because this is a very unique kind of a thing. And I have a feeling that those people who came directly in contact with Baba, they are blessed because they are gifted with that kind of a faith. I don't know what Baba did to them, but majority of them, I see that older generation, oh my gosh, the way they love Baba. I sometimes feel I should love Baba that way, but it doesn't come that way. Your Tukaram, the saint, right? His Baba was very fond of his Abhangas. So he has that kind of a longing for the God, where he feels like, the fish out of water. That kind of a feeling I get, because I want to be one with my beloved one. So that kind of a thing I would like to have, but I don't have. But these people, the old generation, many of them I have seen, not one. The love they have for Baba, it's really means commendable. I really salute it, and I would love to have that kind of a love. But I believe I'm not blessed that much to have that. That is ignited in my heart the way Baba has ignited it in their heart. So there are many other small, small incidents which happened, but I think enough for today. Thank you. Jai Baba.
Jai
Jai Baba.
Thank you. Mehranjali, Meher Kripa, we'll need episodes and series with all of you, and it will yet not be over. So I'm sure we will do something and plan a string of series back to back so that there is continuity. Yes, Angela?
Thank you. Thank you. Jai Baba.
Yes, covered.
Jai Baba to uncle and auntie as well. Thank you so much, Baba, for having them to be with us, and uncle for sharing his wonderful experience.
Thank you, Jai Baba.
Namaskar, Baba.
Thank
Jai Meher Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai
So-
Baba.
Jai Baba to I as well.
Jai Baba. Tulakar.
Jai Baba.
So we will play the Meher Dhun, followed by the Australian Aarti and 1 minute of silence.
Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba. Meher Baba, 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 बाबा मेहर 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 बाबा
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
O glorious, eternal, ancient one, your face is a bright, transcendental sun. Lighten this dark world and the tears I weep. My heart, meher, I give to you to keep. Creator, yet creationless you are. Truth and truth's body, divine avatar. Through compassion, the three worlds maintain. Destroy this ignorance that life sustains. These five lights are the whirling strokes of breath of the world's wheel that bears me unto death. Unless you are infinitely kind, break the wheels of which is conditioned mind. This incense is my love, these fruits my art, which to please you I have shaped from my heart. Accept them as you would a simple flower that has no use beyond its shining hour. You are myself, I sing to you in praise, and beg your love to bear me through the day. Till you, the ever-living perfect one, illume my darkness with your shining sun.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। We'll have 1 minute of silence. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। Jai Meher Baba. Thank you, Meher Kripa, Mehranjali, and Mr. and Mrs. Bade. Thank you so much for a wonderful evening. Thank you everyone for joining. Celebrating Robert Dreyfus is there in next 3 minutes now, so please stay on. Tomorrow, please join us for the 7 Realities meditation, which is on a change timing 6 p.m. IST, which is 7:30 a.m. EST. So all the morning harbingers, please join us from the Western Baba Lovers community. And on Monday after Aarti, there is Michelle's concert as well. So thank you and a happy Halloween celebration later today, everyone.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. We could all unmute and once again maybe say Avtar Meher Baba Ki Jai 3 times to end this wonderful program. Avatar
Meher Baba
की जय
Avatar Meher Baba ki
बाबा की जय
Avatar Meher Baba ki
बाबा की जय
Jai.